Hey guys, so I'm going to tell you about my book, Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. The book is about a guy named Chris McCandless who doesn't like the way society is run and decides to just leave and go into the wild and live his life. He graduated from Emory University. He almost didn't even go to college because he wanted to go and live his own life, but with enough convincing from his peers and his parents, he finally decided to give in and go to college. But afterwards, he finally was able to leave the structured lifestyle and the routine lives that everyone was living and live free. That's when he donated all of his savings, burned his cash, and cut up all of his identification to go and hitchhike across the states. And he met a lot of people on the way that touched his lives, and he touched their lives. And he actually kept sending postcards along the way to keep in touch with them. Eventually he found his way to Alaska and started living his life alone in the forest. That's where he hunted for his own food and found edible berries and plants to eat. So Jon Krakauer received a lot of letters regarding this story behind Chris McCandless and his death, and a lot of these letters stated how they thought he was dumb and stupid for being so unprepared and for doing something as crazy as this. But I really liked the way that Chris let nothing stop him from living this life that he's always dreamed of. He just gave up all his money and went for it. As much as his parents didn't want him to go or people told him he was crazy, he still did it, and he enjoyed living that way for months until he ate something that was poisonous, which ultimately caused his death. What I didn't like about that situation was how he didn't really prepare very well for these trips. When he went for Alaska, he only had a backpack and a rifle, and in the backpack was some books and I think a 10-pound bag of rice for him to eat. But other than that, he was going into Alaska during the winter time and with no proper clothing or proper equipment, tools, no map. He was basically on his own, trying to find everything for himself. And I thought that was pretty extreme. Comparing to our adventures we've had, we've done something similar, I guess, with our backpacking trip where we kind of stepped away from our routine lives and our day-to-day activities and just went out for a weekend and backpacked and camped. We weren't as extreme as Chris, where we had to hunt for our own food or had no, equipment. We were more prepared. We brought lots of food. We had extra gear. We even had whistles and a map. So for my next adventure, I'll be doing something I've never done before. I'll be leaving the country and studying abroad in France, where I'll have to learn a new language and kind of blend in with their culture. I've never left the country, so this will be something that's very exciting and very new for me. I guess the most challenging part of that would be learning the new language and communicating with the other people in France. But other than that, I'm very excited for this adventure where I'll have to step out of my comfort zone and I'll end up trying something new for a whole year and living in another country.